Hello, dear students. This is Dr. B.V. Pawar from Department of Chemistry, Kokla Education Society's Arts, Commerce, Science College, Palghar, Jawar, Palghar. In today's video lectures, we will see the molecular orbital diagram of heterodiatomic molecule or heteronuclear diatomic molecule. Dear students, since from 6 to 7 couple of lectures in last week, we are talking about molecular orbital theory for heteronuclear atomic molecules. To understand the MOT for heteronuclear atomic molecules, we saw some examples which are related to homonuclear atomic molecules. If you saw in our previous lectures that all lectures are very introductory about the molecular orbital theory, how molecular orbitals will get formed from atomic orbitals, what are the requirement, what are the conditions for the formation of molecular orbitals, what are the different types of molecular orbitals. We had already completed all this topic in our previous video lectures. Now let me quickly revise about heteronuclear atomic molecules. As I said earlier, the heteronuclear atomic molecules are molecules having two atoms of different elements, which are commonly called as heteronuclear atomic molecules. Students, we want to take two different elements, and these two elements, different elements, when their atomic atoms combines, result into formation of a heteronuclear atomic molecule. For example, HXCO. These are the examples where we can take two different atoms, two atoms of different element combines together to form the heteronuclear atomic molecules. Since these two atoms are of different element, that means their atomic orbital from the same cell, and hence there is a difference in the energy levels. For example, hydrogen atom and let's say halogen atoms. These two are different atoms of an element, different element, and therefore when we take their atomic orbital for formation of molecular orbitals, their energy levels will be different. In these molecules, there are unsymmetrical charge distributions you can known because of difference in electronegativity, and because of that two important factors, one is called as different electronegativity of two atoms, second one is there is change in energies of the atomic orbitals, and also the contribution of atomic orbitals toward the formation of molecular orbitals, that are also different. So all these factors play an important role to construct the MO diagram for the heteronuclear diatomic molecules. Now quickly we will take first example for the study, and that is carbon monoxide, CO molecule. How many of you know carbon monoxide, CO molecule? You know carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, these are called as gaseous molecules when there is a combustion of fuels takes place. So this carbon monoxide is a heteronuclear atomic molecule which is formed by combination of two atoms, one is carbon, another is a oxygen atoms. So here when these two atoms, if you combine together, obviously there is formation of carbon monoxide molecule. So let me see first that what is the electronic configuration of carbon and oxygen atoms. As we know that carbon having atomic number 6, and therefore for carbon there are 6 electrons, and that 6 electrons are distributed in the atomic orbitals, like 2 electrons in first atomic orbital, that is 1s, 2 electron in a 2s and 2 electrons in a 2p orbitals. Both 2s and 2p, these are the valence shell orbitals. So likewise you can see here, this is a nucleus and this is 1s orbital of first cell, and this is 2s and 2p orbital of second cell. So all these 6 electrons will distributed by this way, and therefore the electronic configuration of carbon becomes 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Likewise, we have oxygen atom whose atomic number is 8. By mistake there is a we have taken O, but atomic number of oxygen is 8, and therefore there is 8 electrons. So all these 8 electrons will be distributed in a orbital, like 1s orbital having 2 electron, 2s orbital having 2 electron, and 2p orbital having 4 electrons. So again here is a mistake. So I will write here the electronic configuration of oxygen whose atomic number is 8, and therefore its electronic distribution is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Okay. Now if you combine these two, then you can look at the valence shell. For carbon there is 4 electrons which are present in a valence shell, and for oxygen there is 6 electrons which are in a valence shell. And therefore if you count the total number of electrons which are present in a carbon monoxide molecule, that will be 14, because 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. 6 is the atomic number of carbon and 8 is the atomic number of oxygen. So for carbon there is 6 electron, and for oxygen there are 8 electrons. So total number of electron in carbon monoxide will be 14. Now oxygen is more electronegative than carbon, and therefore the atomic orbitals of carbon, that is 2s and 2p, which having lower in energy as compared to the oxygen. Why? Because oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. In last video lecture we saw that electronegativity play an important role. That is, if the electronegativity difference is, or if the more electronegative atom which is involved for formation of molecule, then atomic orbital energy of such small atom will be lower. So 2s and 2p atomic orbital of oxygen has lower in energy as compared to the carbon. So atomic orbital of carbon and oxygen does not contribute equally to the molecular orbital. As a result, what is this? Because atomic orbital of oxygen having lower in energy, while atomic orbital of carbon having higher in energy. Therefore atomic orbital of oxygen contribute more to the bonding molecular orbitals, while for carbon, as compared to carbon, while atomic orbital of carbon will contribute more for antibonding molecular orbitals, right? So here I have mentioned that when y, that is coefficient of the contribution of atomic orbitals, that is y, coefficient of oxygen will be always greater than coefficient of carbon. The coefficient of atomic orbital of oxygens are greater than for BMO and smaller for the carbon and smaller for the antibonding molecular orbitals. Thus BMO means bonding molecular orbital will resembles more like atomic orbital of oxygen. Keep this thing in mind, very very important point. Whereas atomic orbital of carbon there is a less. But if you take vice versa, that is for antibonding molecular orbital, the contribution of atomic orbital of carbon is more, while the contribution of oxygen atoms will be less. Everybody understood that? No. Very good. Now we'll move to the next point, that is, due to unequal contribution of carbon and oxygen atoms to the molecular orbitals, and therefore these unequal contributions result in the formation of actually a polar molecule, formation of polar molecule. Okay. So here during the formation of CO molecule, 1s orbital of carbon and oxygen atoms are which are not of valence shell. Look at here again, this is another very important. 1s orbital of carbon and 1s orbital of oxygen, both are which are present in first shell, right? And first shell is not a valence shell, it is an inner shell, and therefore these electrons which are present in a first shell which will not contribute for the formation of molecular orbital, and therefore this type of interactions are very negligible. As a result, there is formation of non-bonding. So 1s orbital of carbon and 1s orbital of oxygen becomes a non-bonding molecular atomic orbitals, or which form the non-bonding molecular orbitals. But here for CO molecule, the total number of valence electrons available for bondings are 10, because 2 of carbon and 2 of oxygen out of 14 electrons of CO will be removed. So 14 minus 4, how many remaining? 10 electrons. So how many electrons are available for bonding? Only 10 electrons are available for bonding. So here out of 10 electrons, 6 of oxygen, 4 of carbon and 6 of oxygen, 4 of carbon and 6 of oxygen valential electrons that are only available for bonding. That means total how many electrons available for bonding? Only 10 electrons out of 14. So these 10 electrons that to be accommodated into the molecular orbitals. Everybody understood? Students, I will again say here is that this MOT diagram for such molecules are very, very important, because 5 marks question will be asked on examinations on totally on write down the molecular orbital diagram of CO molecules and so on. And that's why it is very, very important to study. So 2s orbital of carbon overlap with another 2s orbital of oxygen because of same or similar energy. They could form sigma bonding and sigma star antibonding molecular orbitals. I will mention here that 2s orbital of carbon combines with 2s orbital of oxygen, both having same energy. So there is formation of two molecular orbital. One is sigma 2s, another is a sigma star 2s. That means one is bonding, this is bonding molecular orbital, and this is the anti-bonding molecular orbitals which are going to formed. Likewise, when 2p orbital of carbon combines with another 2p orbital of oxygen, so total 2p orbital of carbon, how many there? 3, and 3 of oxygen, so total 6 orbital will combines together, and there is formation of 6 molecular orbital. Out of that 6 molecular orbitals, half will be bonding and half will be anti-bonding. So 3 becomes bonding molecular orbital and 3 becomes the anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Everybody understood? So out of 6 atomic orbitals, how that 6? Because 3 plus 3, 3 of carbon and 3 of oxygen, when they combines, total there is formation of what? Total 6 atomic orbital, when combined, they out of that 3 will be bonding, 3 will be anti-bonding, and this can be shown overall picture, that is formation of molecular orbitals from the corresponding atomic orbitals are shown in a diagram. The diagram is called as molecular orbital diagram. So we will see that this is the schematic representation of MO diagram of carbon monoxide molecule. As I said, in diagram, if you saw that in left hand side there will be atomic orbitals of carbon 1s, 2s and 2p, while at the right hand side in a diagram you can see there is a atomic orbitals of oxygen, that is 1s, 2s and 2p. In carbon, 1s having 2 electrons, 2s having 2 electrons and 2p having a 2 electrons. 2p orbital of carbon which are having single electron in 2px, in other in 2py, so they are singly filled with all these orbitals are arranged with increasing energy, right? So if you see, this is the way how energy will get increased. Similarly you can see here also 1s, 2s and 2p. Now here, as I said in just few minutes before, that when 1s orbital of carbon combines with 1s orbital of oxygen, both are not valence shell electron orbital, and that's why they will form only a non-bonding molecular orbitals. But when 2s orbital, you can see here in diagram also that the atomic orbitals of oxygens having lower energy as compared to the carbon, so they looks like this. Carbon having higher energy like this, for example carbon, this is 2s of carbon and this is 2s of oxygen, so both having different energy. When these two atomic orbital combines, there is formation of two molecular orbital, one is sigma 2s, other is sigma star 2s. So 4 electrons we can accommodate into that sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. At the same time, when you saw for 2p, again here 2p orbital of carbon having higher energy as compared to 2p orbital of oxygen, and therefore total 6 orbital will combine, and that 6 orbital can be mentioned here, that pi 2px, pi 2p will be of lower energy, sigma 2pz which is of higher energy. These are bonding molecular orbitals, and these are bonding molecular orbitals, and pi star 2px, pi star 2py as well as sigma star 2pz, these are called as anti-bonding molecular orbital. These are anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So here total, if you saw 14 electrons you can observe, out of that 4 will be of non-bonding and remaining 10 will be in a bonding. Out of that 10 electrons, 2 will be accommodated in a sigma 2s, 2 will be here, 2 will be sigma star 2s, 4 will be pi 2px and pi 2py, 2 will be in sigma 2pz. So this is how total how many electrons accommodate, 10 electrons we can accommodate. Everybody understood that? This is the MO diagram of carbon monoxide. But if you go after that diagram, then you can observe there that from the above molecular orbital energy level diagram, it is clear that out of 10 electrons, the first 4 fill the bonding molecular orbitals, bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbitals of 2s, which are formed due to 2s orbital, that is sigma 2s and sigma star 2s. The remaining 6 will fill like 3 bonding molecular orbital, pi 2px, pi 2py and sigma 2pz. So if you write the electronic configuration of CO molecule just like carbon and oxygen atoms, now the electronic configuration of CO molecule can be represented as CO equal to Kk. Kk means what? Actually first cell. If you represent the atom like this way, first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell, like this. First cell is K cell, L cell, second cell is L, third cell will be M. So like this, K cell having capacity to accommodate 2 electrons, so that is mentioned here. So 4 electron, that means 2K will be here. That means out of 14 electrons, 4 will be in a KK shell, then 2 will be in a 6-2, sigma 2s2, 2 will be in a sigma star 2s2, 2 will be in a pi 2px2, 2 will be in pi 2py2 and 2 in a sigma 2pz2. As I said here also they have mentioned KK stand for first cell minus orbital. Now here if you calculate the bond order, what is bond order? In last lecture also I told that actually bond order is what? It is the number of covalent bonds which are going to form in between the two atoms in a molecule. That number is described by the bond order. Everybody understood? So bond order of CO molecule is equal to what? Number of electrons in bonding molecular orbitals minus number of electrons in antibonding molecular orbitals divided by 2. And therefore NB minus Na upon 2 is equal to what? Bond order. So NB is number of electrons in bonding molecular orbital and Na is the number of electrons in antibonding molecular orbitals. So bond order of for CO molecule is equal to what? How many electrons in bonding molecular orbitals? You just see in diagram. In bonding molecular orbital there is 8 electrons and in antibonding there will be 2 electrons. So 8 minus 2 upon 2, that will be 3. So total number of bond in between carbon and monoxide will be 3. So structure will be like this: C triple bond O. Okay. Thus in CO molecule the bond order is 3 and there is a triple bond C triple bond O, out of which one is sigma bond and other two are pi bonds. Since it is very high bond order, that is 3, CO is very stable molecule with very high bond energy of 1072 kilojoule per mole. As I said, all electrons are paired in a CO molecule. That's why CO molecule becomes a diamagnetic in nature. Okay, everybody understood? So the molecule of CO which contain 8 plus 6 electrons, that means total will be 14 electrons, which will be isoelectronics like a N2 molecule, because N2 molecule also having a 14 electrons. Okay, so that means for CO and N2 the MO diagram must be same, right? Up to this point we can clear that if there is the same number of electrons contributed in a MO orbital, molecular orbital, then diagram must be same. But whether it is same or not, that can be understood with the help of this particular explanation, that even though there is a similarity of MO diagram of MO and CO and N2 molecules, still there is some difference, and that difference can be proved evidently with their properties. N2 loses when electrons on ionization process to form N2 plus ion. When N2 plus ion is formed, at that time its bond order becomes 2.5, which is now weaker than what? N2. For N2 bond order is 3, N triple bond N. But for CO molecule, when there is formation of ion like CO plus, then its bond order goes on increasing than expectation. And as a result, we can conclude that the MO diagram of both molecule will not be same. There is some problem, there is some point where that diagrams are different. So the correct molecular diagram can be constructed by considering the mixing of atomic orbital of carbon and oxygen atoms for the formation of molecular orbitals. So the molecular orbital showing mixing of S and P orbital is called as improved modified MO diagram. So what is that improved modified MO diagram? That will be discussed in the next video lectures in next weeks. So I appeal here to all students, please draw and write whole the content of this MO diagram of CO molecule in the notebook so as to understand in a better manner. Okay, because 100% 5 marks question will be asked in a examination. Now we will stop here and we will continue in the next lectures. Thank you.